You can't only use your legs when you're about to fall. I'm ready. BT Dub, super sorry if y'all can hear my air conditioner over there. It's not getting turned off. Hey beautiful, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing today? Let me hear it. I'm doing good. The weather's good. It's a good hair day, very much so. I'm thriving every minute, every second, but that's not the point of this video. As y'all know, things just come up into my head, you know, and when they come into my head, I immediately do something with it. I put it in my notes, I write it down, or I tell it to somebody so then they can remember it and remind me of it later on. But that is what you're for now. I'm talking to you now. Let me stop. So as you can see by the title of today's video is, what is the title? Oh, right. You can't only use your feet. Oh wait, bro, there's no way I forgot my own title right now. You can't only use your legs when you are about to fall. Boom. So let's get straight into it, you guys. This idea sparked from something very random just in my day-to-day life. If y'all don't know, I am a part-time nanny. I babysit this beautiful, lovely young girl named Savannah. She's, I think, 9 years old. But one time when I was babysitting her in particular, really something stuck with me. I learned a lot of lessons from children. And I'm not saying it like I get a lot of my things from children, like I'm a childish person, like my inspiration is from children, but children can just teach you a lot of things in general. They don't have that kind of like mask yet, so they kind of just give it to you straight and they teach you stuff without you even realizing this. But anyways, this came from one day when me and Savannah, I take her outside occasionally, okay? So we went outside, she loves to skate. Once she started getting a little bit more comfortable with me, she started to open up and say like, hey, I really kind of need some help with this. It's cool, I don't mind helping. So she would start to hold my hand. But one thing that she would do when we would be skating is that she would stop moving her legs. Like she would just stop moving her legs and she would just hold on. She would like hook onto my arm and I was walking next to her. So I'd just be like walking and basically like dragging her. Like she'd be hooked onto my arm and I'd just be pulling her with me. But when she was about to fall, or when we would be going over a crack in the sidewalk or a speed bump in the middle of the street, or anything that was gonna kind of like trip her up or make her fall, or right before she was about to fall, she immediately tightened up her core, stood up straight, started moving her legs left and right, started bending her knees, like the stuff that we have been talking about, the stuff that she knows that she can do, like the tools that she already has within her to use it whenever she needs to, but she only started using it when she was about to fall. So the analogy came from that situation right there. And I literally told her, I said, Savannah, the only time you use your legs cannot be when you're about to fall. Boom. It clicked for me right then and there, y'all. Y'all know I be thinking about stuff too deeply. I think it's because I'm an Aquarius. I'm digging a little bit deeper into that today. That stood out to me because I fear a lot of times, not just us girls, but a lot of people in this world, we only tend to rely on the things that we have learned throughout life when it's crucial. The things that we gather through our lives, they're always important, they're always relevant, they're always useful, and it's almost as if we kind of just throw them in our back pocket until we need them. And some things are cool, like it's cool to have tools in your back pocket whenever you need them to, but don't only rely on them when something is about to go wrong, when something is about to crack, when something is about to break. That's when you start, left and right, pulling out resources from here, this, that, and the third, when you could have been did that. Now, why do we do that? It's like a fight or flight response. Like it's normal. It's normal to immediately start looking at your resources when things start to go downwards, but it's also a hindrance to us at the same time, because we get so comfortable when stuff isn't going like necessarily wrong. Like life is always gonna life, but when it's smooth, like when it's on a steady road, for the most part, everything is consistent, you kind of just get comfortable. When I always get these like little downloads or these little like pockets of whatever there are, like analogies that I get from my everyday life, I always record them in my voice memos. I'm about to play it. Let's see if this is it.
So I just had an analogy, and I just want to let you know. Okay, so we was hanging with Savannah, and she's just learning how to skate. So she would still hold on to my arm, but what she would occasionally do is she would just stop moving her legs and just let me drag her in a way, like just she would just pull onto my arm and I would just pull her. And then, but every time she would...
All right, I found another one. Okay, we're gonna stop there. We're gonna kind of dissect this analogy a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with that first point that I brought up. Okay, the part about how like I was kind of like dragging her along, like kind of pulling her with me. Do not let life drag you along. Let's just get straight into it. Do not let this life drag you, okay? You need to pick yourself up and you need to walk every single step of this life intentionally. Like, take every step with intention, because it's going to be much easier. Don't just let life just pick you up and drag you whenever it feels like it. Don't let your life take over you. You run your life. Life does not run you.
Would slip up or trip up, she would use her legs to catch herself. She would start like use all the techniques she learned, like and I told her, I was like, Savannah, the only time you use your legs is when you're about to fall. You gotta move your legs the entire time. Okay, hold on, let me see if I explain this right. You can't, the only time you gotta keep moving your legs, don't let life just drag you, like not drag you, like just drag you along. Like, don't let life create your biggest moments. You create your biggest moment.
Oh, that was good. I forgot I said that, y'all. That's why I do this stuff. Like, that's why I do it. I forgot I said that. Oh, that was really good. That was really good. Girl, don't let life create your biggest moments. You create your biggest moments. You create the monumental moments because you took those steps to get there. Don't let life come crashing you down, okay? Y'all, this is what I go through on a day-to-day basis. This is exactly what my mind goes through every single day. I just like, sometimes it's exhausting, like kind of like dissecting everything I say. But when I really get to the core of it, it makes me feel so much better. Like there's no better feeling than clarity. Simple. Don't wait until you're falling to start showing up for yourself. Keep using your tools, keep using your strength, keep using your faith the entire time. So basically it's like, don't wait for life to push you, like force you to grow. Because I've had those moments. I've definitely had those moments where life has kind of like smacked me dead in my face and was like, oh, you don't want to pay attention? Let me just hit you right in the face with the truth, straight in your face with the answer. And I didn't have no choice but to stand up, use my legs, use my strength, use my faith, get on my knees and pray that I can make it through it. That's all I could do at the moment. You must walk into your growth. That's what I meant by taking every step with intention. Every piece of your life matters. Everything you do in your life matters. Anything that you think is minuscule and it won't matter, it matters. It's going to add up. It's important. It's very important. It's very important. The decisions you make in your life and the steps that you take, they lead you to where you're going next. So don't you think that's a little bit important? The things that you think, the places that you are, the people that you listen to, the people that you talk to, the people that you let into your space and your energy. Enough about people. The music that you listen to, the things you write down, your thoughts, all of that adds up and creates your world. So you need to pay attention to stuff like that, and you don't stop zoning out and waiting for it to come crashing down before you zone back in. And you like, it's kind of like being dissociated, and you know when somebody's like, hello, wake up, and you just stand there like, we all don't have that blank stare moment, okay? And we got somebody in front of us like, hello. Like, that's what life is going to keep doing, snapping at you. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, until it's going to be like, nah, this shit. And it's going to hit you dead in your face. And you're going to be salty like I was. You're not going to be salty for very long, because in the outcome, it's going to be very fulfilling. You're going to learn so much about the life around you and yourself. But it's going to hit you very hard. You're not going to know what to do with it unless you keep consistent with it. It becomes a practice for you. It becomes easier. It becomes effortless. It becomes your natural state of being, it becomes quicker, faster. You can get places faster. Back to the analogy, if you use your legs when you're skating, you can get places a bit more faster rather than when you're letting somebody just pull you. Use your legs, use your tools, use your faith, use your strength. It'll get you places much faster, babe. Yeah, much smoother, much easier. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit more confidence, a little bit more, a little bit more push, a little bit more momentum.
Okay. She literally ate. That whole recording was literally it just healed me. Just hearing it again. I haven't heard that since I made it. But back to what Past Me was saying, was just like I said, getting there quicker, getting there easier. You can build momentum faster when you're using your legs. Like, keep going back to that analogy when you're skating, keep going back to that analogy. That's why I use this analogy, because it helps you so much. There's just so many things that you can compare it to. When you use your legs when you're skating, you can go faster and faster. You can build momentum. You get there with much more confidence, okay? You have much more faith in yourself and much more confidence in your journey and where you're going, and it'll be easier to believe in yourself and the things around you and the things that you believe in, because you took those steps. Life didn't do it for you. You did that. You put that work in, okay? You put that faith in. You used them tools. You learned that stuff so you can use it, and it's working because you're keeping consistent with it. It builds that confidence up. You won't let anything shake you or deter you from where you're going. Like, cause me personally, if somebody's skating at me, guess what I'm doing? I'm moving out the way. So it's normal. Don't be so hard on yourself when it happens. Like, you never look at somebody who doesn't know how to skate and be like, oh my God, you're literally trash. You're so stupid. You just like, oh, you don't know how to skate. You just don't know how to skate. You don't sit there and bully them unless you a troll. That's not cute neither. But anyways, yeah, it ain't no shame in learning. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know. That's okay. It's okay to keep learning. It's very much okay. Like, I wish somebody would have really sat me down when I was younger. Not too young, because you kind of really don't understand some of this stuff until you get a little bit older and have more experiences. But I wish somebody would have sat me down even at least like a year ago, when I first started being on my own and just having my own experiences in life. Like, I really just started to experience things on my own by myself, like, and I had to handle them by myself. I really wish I just would have had that support system where they kind of just sat me down and asked me like what I really wanted, like truly, like, and I'm talking about in detail. Like, what do you want? When do you want it? Give me details about what you want to explain it. Get excited about it, like, know what you want so you know where you're going. But because I didn't have that spark, like that idea, that vision, there was nowhere for me to go. There was no map. There was no X marks the spot. I was just going. So I feel like if we get that blueprint, or at least that vision, even if we just write it down, keep a picture in your phone, put a picture of your goals on your lock screen, like simple stuff like that, little reminders that remind us where we're going and why we want to be there and why we want to leave the situation that we're in right now, is probably the most like rational things that you can do, like right now, today. Like, you don't need nothing else. You don't need nothing to sit down and think about what you truly want out of your life and then go for it. Because the action, all you need is the goal. The how will figure itself out. That's why, like, I literally, like, anybody who ever comes to me with like any type of idea or any type of something that just comes to their mind, I'm always willing to just sit down and listen. Because I'm telling you, all it takes is just one person to listen and spark something in you, and then you take it 10 times farther. I will always be that person to sit down and listen to someone's ideas or their dreams or their goals, especially if it's somebody that I care about. Anything that they care about, I care about, because it matters to them. And it's just like the same thing goes for you. If something truly matters to you and it is important to you, act as such. I never like deter anyone from something that has sparked up in their mind, because it didn't come to their mind for no reason. I'm always gonna try and elevate them and push them towards something that they told me, because it was brave enough for you to, one, think about it, then to come out and speak about it, it clearly has some type of effect and like imprint on you. You know what I'm saying? When people come to me about their goals, I always ask them exactly what they're looking for. Like, I start asking them random details. I'm talking like, if I'm in a conversation with somebody and they start talking about how they want this new car, I'm going to start asking them, oh, what type of details do you want in the car? Like, do you want like a theme in the car? What do you want the color of the seats to be? Do you want it to be like cloth or leather on the inside? Anything that starts like painting that picture. The clearer the picture is, the clearer that the easier it'll be to get to it. You know what I'm saying? So I encourage you to not only don't hesitate to speak up on things, because you never know what somebody else has to say about it. I'm not saying just go around telling everybody your business, use your discernment. But if something's really on your mind and you feel comfortable enough to share it with somebody, you should share it because there's a reason for that. Basically what I was just trying to say was like, if it's important to you, act as such, do as such. And most importantly, stay consistent so you can get back consistently. Okay? So don't be shy to express what is important to you and what you believe in. And don't be afraid to move your legs. Honey. Because the minute you start moving them legs, you're going to build momentum. You're going to go even faster. You're going to get where you want to go even faster. You're going to build endurance. You're going to build practices and habits that you didn't know you needed to learn. You're going to build strength. And at some point, you're going to be able to help and teach somebody else this stuff. Exactly. I think that's the point I'm at in my life, where I've officially gathered enough about myself to the point where I'm willing to help others. Before, I would have been a hot ass mess trying to help somebody else. That doesn't mean that I'm perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect and I got all my stuff together. Everyone makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect at all. Let me make sure I didn't have nothing else to say, y'all. I'm eating these Jolly Ranchers gummies, y'all. These things is better than the daggone hard candies. It looks like that's pretty much all I had, like, in my head, in my brain, in my notes that I had taken. It wasn't like something like to go down a list. It's just something that I wanted to kind of bring up and make you aware of. Baseline, if you take anything away from this video, stay consistent. It gives you freedom, it gives you momentum, and it gives you confidence, quite literally. And it makes it so much easier. And you'll be more prepared. Boom. That's what I was trying to get out. Yes, finally. I hope that wasn't too much for y'all to take in, but it felt good getting off my chest, like real stuff. Like, y'all, this is the stuff that I think about on the daily. It's cool though. I'm strong enough for it. I really think I was meant for this. I really think like I was meant to like share these types of things, like go through the things that I went through in order to learn these things, in order to talk to you about it, you know. But anyways, y'all, I spoke my piece. I gave you my takeaways. Like I said, if you want me to talk about anything differently or anything more specifically or more in depth, comment it down below, because you know I'm gonna speak on it. And yeah, I will see you in the next video, and I love you. Bye.